On the 21st of July, JAMB had their policy meeting and eventually they came up with 140 as a cutoff for university and 120 as a cutoff for polytechnics, and some are even saying 100. But now looking at this cutoff, you look up to the news and you saw 140 for university, then you went inside to call your mom and said, wow, finally I made it. Now you've made what? And now JAMB said 140, but I scored 155 there. You and your mom, you have even gotten ASUU, then you're busy dancing around, happy, rejoicing that you made it to university. But you checked your JAMB. What did you pick as your university of first choice? You chose OAU. Wow. You're choosing OAU and you're going and dancing around 150. Now I need you to know something. 200 will be the least cutoff for a university like Obafemi University, University of Ibadan, UNILAG, and some other universities like that. Well, in this episode, I will only be talking about 3 major universities. Now, looking at the way things have been, ASUU being on strike and many things, I know many of you are not even preparing right now. You're feeling like due to this ASUU, we don't know where the strike might end or anything. You don't have admission yet, so I think you should take ASUU off your mind. Now, your focus should be on what do I need to score in post-utme to gain admission. Many of you have chosen medicine, you have chosen engineering courses, and you feel, okay, I can make this admission, but you are not really preparing the way you should. And I need you to also remember that admission is war. Now, at this point in time, over 1.7 million wrote JAMB, and you would see that over 300,000 or approximately 400,000, if it's to say that you can approximate humans, approximately 400,000 scored above 200 in JAMB. And at the end of the day, JAMB will admit probably up to 500,000 overall. Now, out of this 1.7 million, that means like 1.2 million is likely to write JAMB again. And looking at what we have, I will be talking about UI, OAU, and UNILAG, their policy, their admission processing and everything. In order not to bore you so much, I might not be talking about all the things required. A new video will be made for that. Maybe about individual university, the things you need to prepare for in the exams, what you need to focus on in order to fight against the admission. Now, looking at what we have, if you're dealing with OAU, the grading system for OAU is that you have to write 50% in JAMB, 40% in post-utme, and 10% in O-level. If you are going to UI, then your admission should be on 50-50 base. That means that your UTME must be 50, your post-utme must also be 50%. Now, I will show you the grading system. If you're going to UNILAG, your JAMB must be 50%, your post-utme must be 30%, and your O-level must be 20%. How do they grade these things? Now, you scored very high in JAMB, fine. You had a very wonderful score, probably 320, above 300, whatsoever, and you decide to study a better course. And this course you want to study requires a whole lot of effort, and you know that. But right now you are relaxing, my dear. I will say you should not relax. It's better you pick up your books and don't get that. Now, if you look at this grading system, for OAU is going to give your A to be 2, then your B2 to be 1.8, then your B3 to be 1.6, then C4 should be 1.4, then C5 is going to be 1.2, then C6 is going to be 1.0. Now, depending on what you have, where you will take 4 subjects that you wrote in JAMB, they will grade you with that. Then they will also add 1 more subject. It might not be one of the most important subjects, but one subject that you had a very good score, OAU is going to add that to your 4 other subjects and use that to grade your O-level. Now, you might be lucky enough, let's say you have 8/10 in your O-level, and let's say you have you scored probably 320 in your JAMB. Now, if you divide 320 by 8, that is going to be 40. So add it to your O-level, which is 8. If you add that to your O-level, that makes 48. Now, the last year medicine cutoff for OAU was 80.3. Now, this 80.3, you are currently on 48. That means in the post-utme, let's say you're very good and you score probably 32. If you add 32 to 48, I think that should be like 80 on dot. Now, you still don't meet cutoff. You might be lucky to meet the ELDS, so to say. So you might be lucky to meet probably your state, the state you come from, maybe your cutoff meets that state. So you're likely to gain admission, but you still have to stay on safer side. If you're talking about OAU Post-utme, it requires a whole lot of effort. You really have to read so hard, you have to work so hard. Go and check who scored the highest in the last Post-utme. So you're going to check all those. Now, if you want to score 32 and above, you have to really work so hard and you have to be very smart. And I want to believe you know the subject combination for O level, for OAU. Now, the subject combination, now you're going to take aptitude and current affairs. Then you're going to take your 3 subjects: physics, chemistry, and maths or biology. The ones you did in JAMB aside English. So you're going to be tested on general knowledge, and there are going to be 40 questions as a whole. Can you score the whole 40 questions? It's possible, but let's move on with this. Now, if you're going to UNILAG, you're going to be attempting maths, English, as well as current affairs, the general knowledge. And UI Post-utme is going to be over 30. The last cutoff for UI was 80.8 for medicine. Now, if you're trying to study medicine, I want to just focus on just 3 courses, probably medicine, one of the engineering courses, and law. Now, if you're talking about medicine being the highest in science, that is to have the highest cutoff. If you want to know more about the schools, you can let me know. You can just make a comment in the section below. I'll talk about all the schools and their cutoff depending on your department. I'll make a grade for you to know what you need to do in order to meet these cutoffs. Now, let's move on. If you're looking at the cutoff, let's say you score 320s. 320 is a wonderful score, but grading that is 40. So if you're lucky and you have 15 in your Post-utme, that is 55 currently. Let's say you have 25 in the O level over 30 and the Post-utme over 30. That is, you score 25 over 30 in the Post-utme. If you're going to grade that, that means in total that is 80. Still not yet to the cutoff. Then what is wrong? Have you not tried? You scored 25 over 30, you scored 15 over 20, you scored 320 over 400. Isn't that enough a good score to get you to medicine? But one thing about it now is that admission is war. And if you are checked the table that JAMB released, you see that a whole lot of candidates chose UNILAG, chose UNILAG, chose OAU, chose UI. So there is much competition around these areas. Now, you have to just understand that the admission is war. It is not for you to sit back at home and feel relaxed and say, I've scored 320, but they still didn't give me admission. You have to also get used to the system for now, since that is how it is working. Try your best to get things right. You need to know what to score in your Post-utme, what your whole level should be, and what your UTME subject score should be. So grading yourself, you know what to do. Now, the last medicine cutoff for UI was 76.25 thereabout. Now 76.25, relatively you might say UI cutoff came very low compared to AU and UNILAG. But did you know that the UI Post-utme exam was a very tough one last year, and that was in 2020. They didn't write Post-utme in 2021, so that was in 2020. Now their cutoff was relatively low, fine, but the Post-utme was not easy enough. A whole lot of candidates failed this Post-utme. So you need to get yourself acquainted to the likely questions each school asks, so that you don't waste your admission and you don't waste your JAMB scores. Now, what are the things? So far so good. I've talked about the grading system. If you're looking at UNILAG, how to calculate their O level, your A1 is going to be 4. If you have B2, that is going to be 3.6. If you have B3, that is going to be 3.2. If you have C4, that is going to be 2.8. If you have C5, that is going to be 2.4. And if you have 6Cs, that is going to be 2.0. So you count the 5 relevant subjects, you check what you score, add all the scores together, and that gives you what you score. Now, let's leave that. So what do you need to do now? This is not the time for you to relax, please. Admission is war. Forget about ASUU strike. I remember some years ago, probably 2 years ago, when I was talking to some students during the COVID, they were busy complaining that we don't even know when this school will write exams, we don't know this or that. Eventually, I realized that those that were not complaining, that were going all out for their Post-utme exam, eventually had their admission on merit. While many students actually went back to write another UTME. It is unfortunate, but fine, that is the fact. It depends on how well you can prepare. That is how well you can get admission. So I pray you won't waste your time at home. Now, what should you do? I said that what you have to do is that you have to look at all these universities, check 4 years back, to check the previous years, like 4 years, their cutoff, their system. Check like 2 years ago what was the cutoff for OAU for this particular course you're going for. 3 years ago what was the cutoff to the present date. Just check the 4 years and compare that. Then whatever you are calculating for yourself, add 4 or 5 to your score in order to know your potential of gaining the admission. Add +5 to, like if your grading system is 70, try and add 5 to it, that means 75. So let's say you are aiming at 80 for OAU, then aim at 85. So however it is, when you aim beyond the sky, if you're going to fall at all, you fall back to the sky. Do not just aim for the sky, you might fall back to the ground. So let's go on. Now, another thing you have to do is work diligently. Hard work cannot be replaced. You have to work smart and you have to work hard. I will try and pick one of the universities, tell you their area of concentration, tell you the area you should focus on, tell you how well to read and how well to pass these exams. I will do that probably in the next few videos or by request. I'm going to do that. Now, aim at scoring very high. I know you get tired of reading and reading, the exam date is not even announced yet. You don't stop. You aim at scoring very, very high in the post-utme. Let's say the post-utme is over 40. Why can't you go all out and say, I'm scoring 40, I don't want to hear any other thing. They are going to have 10 aptitude, 10 chemistry, 10 physics, 10 biology, 10 mathematics, 10 government, 10 of your subjects. So you are going to go all out. I've had enough students that had 10 in each subject before. So there's nothing there. Just go all out that I want to score everything. This will continue to push you every day that you're not going to give up on the admission. So just think about that. If you go all out that I want to score everything, so in the post-utme UNILAG, say that you want to score 30 over 30 and nothing is going to change that. Say that you want to score 100 over 100. I have a student that had medicine last year. I was basically, in 2020, was basically focusing on I'm not going to miss anything in this exam. In the exam, he actually had 79%, and on aggregate, he actually beat the medicine cutoff by almost 5 to 6 marks. It's all about the determination. And when others were relaxing, this person did not even relax at all. We're going to be running a form of interview with this set of students so that with time, you can also learn from them. What did they do? How did they do it? And why is it that they didn't give up at a particular time when the whole world was even at rest? When everybody was busy indoor, running away from the COVID pandemic. Now, another thing you need to do, understand principles. You need to understand principles of each subject. Many of you in science, you cram a lot. If you want to study a better course and you want a very good score, you need to follow the principles, the things that guide what you're trying to explain. If I'm trying to explain physics now, I have to show the things around, I have to explain it in a better manner. I have to make you see the reality behind what I'm learning. So that is what you should do. Always understand principles. When you understand principles, the things you are learning become part of your life and you won't get frustrated reading, sincerely. I will also help you to work on how you can read effectively and how you can become a better student if you're the type that academic is more important to you. So one thing is, many of us used to feel like schools don't have area of concentration. They do. Many schools have area of concentration, they have syllabus, they have those parts where questions always come out. I promise you I will work on that for UI, for OAU, and for some schools. I will help you work on some important subjects. I teach as well. So I can help you work on those important aspects where they might ask you questions. And we'll just do a summary of that. Then I'll see how we go with time. You can as well reach out to me anytime you need to. Just let me know whatever the problem is. And most importantly, don't leave God behind. You can't, because God is the one that will take you through the journey. When you are even down, God is saying He's going to encourage you, He's going to make you stand strong, He's going to fight for you. So keep praying, keep praying. So whatever you believe in, hold on to your God, pray so hard, work so hard. The Bible says work and pray. Don't just go to mountain while you are not preparing. Work, then God will bless the work of your hands. So make sure you work so hard, make sure you are diligent enough, and make sure you understand the principles and everything that is required for you to gain admission. Don't give up on yourself. Probably you have even been trying JAMB several times and you want a course and you are really not doing so well. Don't worry. Number one, maybe you need to change the environment. Maybe you need to change the kind of friends you talk to. Maybe you need to relate with other people from the universities. Maybe you need to relate with people that have graduated or people that are currently in the schools. Just do something. Don't give up on yourself. Sometimes it is not like you're not brilliant, but the environment you are is really affecting many things in you. So please, I know Big Brother is also out now. Many of you might be getting distracted, this and that. We don't even know when ASUU. That is what you should take out if you actually want to be successful. That nagging, that complaining, we don't know when ASUU strike will end, we don't know this and that. Please take that off your mind. That is none of your business for now. When you are 100% ready, then you can talk about other things. But when you are not 100% ready, then please keep on fighting so hard. Fight so hard. It is very, very important. I need to remind you, admission is war. Admission is war. Over 1.7 million wrote JAMB, just 300 and something thousand passed. Admission is war. And looking at it now, different universities based on their cutoff and everything, you just have to understand. Don't worry, I will help you work on this. Just try and subscribe to my channel. When you subscribe, you will get updates on the subsequent upload you're going to be seeing on this YouTube channel. I'm going to help you work more on everything you need. Just try and stay tuned. If you have a question, you can comment, you can follow our Instagram page, you can message me directly on WhatsApp. There's nothing. I'm going to leave my number so you can message me directly on WhatsApp. If you even need some recommendation of books or what to read, you can let me know. We are all there for you. That is the essence. We just want to be there for you to achieve your dream. So any question you want to ask about any institution, about courses, about career itself, what should I do? I've been trying, then I want to try. What should I do? Then at the end of it all, you will see a whole lot of things that will come out of it. So God bless you. Just stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. I really love you so much. I'm going to be back. Then when I'll be back, I'll be telling you the area of concentration the area you need to focus on your post-utme exams and every other thing. So my name remains Akinwale Olayinka, although generally my students call me Sodium. We'll talk more about everything with time.